in healthcare, and I've read and I've heard repeated many times that for the first time in history, our tax records are going to be given to a government agency other than the Internal Revenue Service, such as the Health and Human Services Department. And I want to know if that's true and how that's going to be handled and why they would need it. Okay, that's the first question.
Okay. You may want to remind me that one.
All right, I know it's a lot, but whatever. Yeah, and secondly, I don't know what the second question was.
You're going to remember it on your drive home.
Probably. I'll call you.
Here we go. Let me say, as far as will the HHS, do you remember in that? Because you had like a surprise look, so you might have remembered it.
Yeah,
do you remember it? Okay, go ahead.
The second question is, everyone knows that they're going to tax us for 4 years before anything actually kicks in. I want to know what's going to happen with that money that we're being taxed. Is somebody going to have a little lockbox someplace that they're going to put in? So 4 years from now, they're going to be able are they going to treat it like
there's a lot of there's a lot of interesting mechanisms. I do know that part of this is they're going to be able to reach into the Social Security Trust Fund. I don't know the details of that, so I'm not going to stand up here and act like I do, but there is going to be a cross mix of money. We know how that works out when it comes to federal government. As far as the Health and Human Services being able to access your tax records, I don't know the answer to that. I haven't heard that before. I'll certainly look into it. I do know that the 16,500 agents' jobs will be to come and personally audit you and your business or whatever to ensure that you have health care. Now, the thing that concerns me at the 10,000-foot overview is a mandate. I have a hard time swallowing a mandate to force people from the federal government level to buy insurance. This would be the very first time in history that the federal government has forced anybody to buy a private service on the private market. States can do it when it comes to like car insurance, and I believe car insurance is even a little different animal. But the federal government, this is that first time. I have a concern with that, with forcing people, and then having IRS agents that are going to come in and audit you to make sure. That's a problem. So whether HHS has access to your records, I don't know, and I'll be happy to look into that because I don't believe they should. I think yes, ma'am, back here, and then we'll go to you.
Okay.
Yes, in the great one.
Today in the paper, they noticed that you bill approve allowing people to buy insurance across state lines and provisions for common sense tort reform.
Yeah, the insurance across state line and tort reform. There are some very, very vague-ish references in this bill that one could probably argue in a court of law the definition of is kind of thing, and be able to say that they were honest in that statement. I will tell you, in my opinion, this bill does not allow people to buy insurance across state lines, and it does not address tort reform. I've heard her say that on a number of occasions, and I'm interested in seeing the facts to back that up. Yes?
Okay, I have two things. And Medicare fraud, one of the problems that I see having worked in the medical procedure is when they instituted the diagnosis code. It's one mistake in those numbers to throw the whole thing off. This happened to my husband because I was overall our hospital bill very closely, and he had shoulder surgery and he was charged for a finger scan. And so I called that fraud. Now, had I not looked at those bills, Medicare would have paid that. Wasn't very much, but that's something to look at because, like I say, just the wrong number can throw these two people cost you $400.
Yeah.
Or Medicare, that money. That should be something to look at.
It's a very interesting point.
Right. And when you talk about tort reform, I know personally 3 doctors that left the state of Illinois because of the insurance fear.
Yeah.
They moved to another state.
Well, I'll tell you the tort reform issue. The question, the statement was the lady knows 3 doctors that have left because of the tort issues. I have a cousin that's an orthopedic surgeon, and his first